most ferocious defense in college football, maybe the best defense that the nation has seen in the last couple of years.
Ferocious, fast, terrifying, togetherness. A lot of adjectives to describe the defense.
Really good.
Yes.
Jaden Fielding ready to kick it away. Michael Jackson is back for Purdue. And off we go from West Lafayette. The kick is through the end zone, a touchback. Malachi Thomas, the running back, he gets it on first down and goes nowhere. This defense is unbelievably good. Caden Curry was in there. Here's the offense for Purdue. They love their skill position players. Of course, they're still without their starting tight end. But up front, they have continued to be better. They have run the football exceptionally well the last few weeks.
And that's the key. It's Big Ten football play, and they like to get into RPO and play action schemes, but you got to be able to run the ball.
Brown underneath. Very short gain on the reception by Michael Jackson. And here's that defense from Ohio State. Star after star after star. But this linebacker room, I mean, they are fighting against each other in terms of awards.
Yeah, and it wasn't always the case, though. Remember, they lost all 4 of their starting defensive line to the NFL last year. So these are brand new names introducing themselves to the world. They've been playing outstanding. As you mentioned, though, Jeff, these 2 linebackers, they're competing for the Lombardi and Buckeyes Award, 2 of the best in the business.
3rd and long for Purdue. Brown steps up. He's going to run for it. He's got some space. Can he get to the outside? He will. First down on the rush by Ryan Brown.
Well, it's a really great job by Ryan Brown. Listen, you're not going to have a ton of time to scan and analyze the Ohio State defense, and Ohio State playing man-to-man coverage there. Ryan Brown felt that gap open up. Good job by the inside, giving him a lane to run. Gets a little stiff arm and a 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers.
Jackson did just enough on the outside to clip Lorenzo Styles. Gave Brown an extra couple. Malachi Thomas, the running back, and he'll get it on first down. Puts his head down, maybe picks up 1. 2nd down and 9 coming up for Purdue. Brown to pass on 2nd and 9, and the ball came out. It was right there for Nitro Tungle, just couldn't get his head around. 3rd and 9. Brown to pass again, looking middle. Gets rid of it behind his receiver, and Harris fell down. It's 4th down coming up for Purdue. Jack McAllister to kick it away to Brandon Innes. Innes from the 15-yard line goes straight up the field. Innes with a seam out to the 30.
Heisman favorite at this point. Goes from a quarterback battle in the offseason to winning the job to complete command of this offense to Heisman favorite.
Bo Jackson, the running back. Jackson gets it on first down, sneaks through the line. He is across into the open field goes Jackson. A flag is out. Jackson's on the sideline for a score at the moment. Looks like this one's coming back.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 4. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. It's down.
Right there.
Well, that would be a block in the back, yes.
1st down and 7. To pass. Sayin wide open in the flat. That's Claire for a 1st down. We talked about him in the open. First catch of the day belongs to Max Claire.
I felt this was one of the key portal additions across all of college football. And the reason why is every team knows they come in each week having to stop Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. They have to commit defensive resources. And what that means is you're going to have Max Claire oftentimes in one-on-one coverage. He is one of the best tight ends in all of college football. My opinion, the best route runner in all of college football. Waiting for that breakout game. Seems like today would be fitting against his former university.
Sayin to the outside for Smith. Smith trying to get the corner, and he's tripped up. Sayin on play action. Sayin goes down. Just the 4th sack all season of Julian Sayin.
This is Isaiah West, number 32, a true freshman, and he's one-on-one. They're bringing pressure. They're sending a linebacker blitz, and this is going to be the chess match with Powell being able to close that and sack Julian Sayin. Not something you see all too often. 4th sack of the year.
And for Powell, his 4th. 3rd and long for the Buckeyes. C.J. Donaldson in it, running back. Sayin all day to throw. Looks middle, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Mylan Graham. Joe McGuire, just his 16th punt attempt of the season. Angles it. Jackson calls for the fair catch, and Purdue's offense back on the field. Deep into their own territories where the Boilermakers have the football for a 2nd time. To the outside, Jackson with good blocking in front of him, hit and leveled by Downs at the 12.
The sights and sounds of football, my goodness.
And last week he got called for potential targeting. It was then negated, so he's able to play in this first half. We talked about that during the week, saying he was very lucky that he did not get a targeting penalty on that particular play against Penn State. 2nd and short. Brown flushed out. Curry's got him. He's outside the tackle box. See who Matt Patricia brings on this 3rd down and 5. Brings 4. Brown looking middle. He's got a man. It's caught by his tight end Rico Walker near the 45-yard line. 1st down, Purdue.
Rico Walker just getting vertical. Ryan Brown anticipating it and seeing it clearly. Good, accurate pass to move the chains.
Gain of 30. Harris gets the carry. Curry knocks him down, as well as Peyton Pierce.
Every which way you spin it. And then for Purdue, details, effort, execution.
Executing at a high level. Another 1st down on the catch by Michael Jackson. Last week against Michigan, Brown got the ball out very quickly, more often than not. Very accurate. Brown again releases quickly, and a completion to the outside. That's his running back, Antonio Harris.
The Purdue offensive line is holding up well, and Ryan Brown's getting rid of the ball on time.
Handed off to Harris. The left side is close to a 1st down. 3rd down and 1. Brown to pass, sling it to the outside. That's Tuggle, 1st down, Boilermakers. Brown hands it off. Malachi Thomas trying to get through his offensive line, and he is stood up by Kenyatta Jackson after a gain of 1. Brown to pass again. Across the middle, catch made, and brought down near a 1st down. Stack the line of scrimmage to the Buckeyes. Singleton's going to keep. Singleton brought down from behind. Great pursuit by Edric Houston. 4th down coming up. 40-yard kick on 4th and 3. Porat's kick is up, and it is good. Right down the chute, and Purdue strikes first. A good drive by the Boilermakers. Seth Turner set to kick it away for Purdue. Brandon Innes back deep. And it'll be a touchback. Just barely.
A lot of guys hovered around 50%, few more around 30%. So Julian Sayin having a career season.
Handed off and brought down after a very short gain. That was Bo Jackson on the run. Ian Jeffries in on the stop. Sayin hands it off and brought down. C.J. Nunnally jumped on his back and brought him down at the 30-yard line to pick up a 4-ish. 3rd and 5. Sayin, and it's caught. Innes for the 1st down.
Well, for Ohio State trying to make another national title push, you need those 3rd and 4th options to step up.
Jackson back into running back. Jackson gets it. Coming down the line to make the tackle, Tony Grimes. Pickup of 2. Sayin to pass. Sayin. Smith is going to make the catch anyway. He got tripped up, still bobbled, made the catch. Jason Nickleby, our official today.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. 1st down at the spot of the foul.
Adoree Hines, the guilty party. There's the tip and the catch. Jackson gets the carry, trying to get to the outside, and pursuit and tackled. Sayin Throws it across his body. Another completion to Jeremiah Smith and a first down for the Buckeyes. Potentially the final play of the first quarter. Going deep into the end zone. Smith catch! He's down right near the goal line. Jeremiah Smith is showing up big at Ross-Ade today. Sayin's going to hand it off and come up short. That was to Nate Roberts, the tight end. 2nd and goal. He lines up in front of Donaldson on 2nd and goal. Donaldson gets it. Donaldson turns those legs. He's in for the score. The 40th career touchdown for C.J. Donaldson. Buckeyes out in front.
Yeah, you saw it too, Jeff, right? He met that initial push from Purdue, but it's just the lower body strength and why he's such a dangerous and talented short yardage back, able to keep his balance, keep his feet, and then churn those legs to get into the end zone.
Fielding for the point after. It's up and good, and the Buckeyes have a 7-3 lead. Fielding kicks it away, and it's through the back of the end zone for another touchback. Thomas gets the carry, bounces to the outside, puts his shoulder down, a first down for the Boilermakers. Good run from Malachi Thomas.
I'm not sure what happened there. Kenyatta Jackson was pursuing from the backside. Watch number 97. It looks like he had a chance to, I don't know if, it looked like maybe he ran out of gas or something, but regardless, great run by Malachi Thomas.
Brown thought he had somebody and then throws low. He intended for Corey Smith. Like you said in the open, maybe the best throw in practice this week for Ryan Brown was an incompletion.
Yeah, I mean, it's before you worry about winning and beating other teams, you have to avoid beating yourself, and that was a big emphasis for Ryan Brown this week.
2nd and 10. Brown looking deep on the sideline. Corey Smith, the intended receiver, and Igbinosun in on coverage.
Trying to work him on a little double move, a little out and up. You see number 12, Corey Smith, look back to the quarterback, but Igbinosun not buying what Corey Smith was selling and locks him down.
Brown with all day to throw. Now the pocket swells. Brown, pump fake. Brown using his legs. He's short of the first down. Sonny Styles in pursuit. They're short of the 50-yard line, Jake. 4th down coming up.
And Sonny Styles, he's not most linebackers. Great speed, was able to tackle Ryan Brown and force the punt team to come out.
Nice kick by McAllister. Innes with a fair catch at the 11-yard line. 45-yard kick. Isaiah West is in the backfield for Julian Sayin on first down from the 11. West breaks through, and then the knee goes down after no gain.
I mean, they just, you ask every year, can they really be better? And yet they are. And got to give a ton of credit to Brian Hartline, who walked the walk as a player himself first.
Another short gain on 2nd down. Brian Hartline, who had never called plays before this year, has done an excellent job. Donaldson, the running back, on 3rd and 9 for Ohio State. Sayin to pass, looks outside, and a catch is made by Bryson Rogers.
Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate. And Carnell Tate, we haven't seen him yet today and was not in the game there on 3rd down.
To the outside. And brought down. Brandon Innes on the catch. You saw that shot there of Carnell Tate, no helmet on.
And not in his hand either. I thought he might have been holding the helmet.
Sayin again back to pass. Sayin running out of time, gets rid of it, and right on the sideline is Smith for a first down.
Sayin's footwork, pocket awareness, and pocket mobility unlocks everything, all the talent that has led to statistically a great season and led to him being the Heisman favorite.
6 straight completions for Sayin. To pass again. Sayin being chased. Nunnally couldn't grab him, and then Sayin runs out of bounds. Good pursuit on the backside by C.J. Nunnally. West with the carry. Big hole. West with another first down for the Buckeyes. And he's across the 50-yard line down to the Purdue 48, a pickup of 16 for Isaiah West. They're trying to get him more involved in the offense.
Yeah, and really it's all going to start with the offensive line. You see the wide receiver blocking. I believe that was Brandon Innes there taking on the safety, but a good job by those Buckeye tight ends. Bennett Christian leading the way, number 85. You get these young running backs going that are oozing talent, of course, but you got to get it going up front. Good job creating a lane for Isaiah West there.
Quick pass to the outside to Smith. Blockers in front. Smith across the 40-yard line, close to a first down. And there's Carnell Tate, wide receiver 1A for this Ohio State team. Still no helmet in hand. A couple of tight ends into the ball game on that side of the field. Jackson gets it, squirts through one tackle and up to the 35-yard line. Another first down for the Buckeyes.
Their pace of play in terms of snaps per game is buying them an additional 1 or 2 bye games in terms of snap per game from the other 12 team contenders.
That is an amazing stat, Jake. How fresh this team can be. Sayin looking down the middle. He's got a man. Smith caught. Touchdown. Sayin to Smith like PB&J.
These guys are just so special. Both of them Heisman candidates. Both of them making the case for one another. And watch the footwork here by Julian Sayin. He almost turns his back. Purdue is in split safety coverage, and Jeremiah Smith just runs right down the middle. And Sayin, man, his deep ball accuracy is as good as you'll find in college football. Really all accuracy, but it's especially important on those deep balls. Another hand-delivered package to the best receiver and player in college football, in Jeremiah Smith.
10th touchdown of the year for Jeremiah Smith. He's already getting close to 100 yards receiving.
And he's just such a strong, physically imposing figure. I've made the comp. He's LeBron James because of his size, athleticism, and his ability to change your team's outlook.
Thomas on the return, and he's near the 25-yard line. Already over 100 yards for Jeremiah Smith. Big drive here for Purdue to come back after 14 unanswered points. Brown looking for his receiver. Back shoulder throw, and a flag comes in from the backside. Igbinosun was in coverage. Tremar Harris, the intended receiver.
And Jeff, you were talking about this earlier. You know, Igbinosun, this is the one area he had to improve upon. He's constantly in good position. We've seen him all day. He's in great position
Defense,
there.
Number 1. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Jesse Watson goes in motion. Brown looking that way. Watson unable to make the catch. Good coverage by Lorenzo Styles.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Senior left guard Jalen St. John. We've seen that happen a time or two. Behind the sticks, Brown. Moving to his left, still plenty of time. Brown throws across his body over the middle and incomplete. Jesse Watson was in the neighborhood, and boy, that could have been really dangerous going across the middle like that. Brown keeps it. Throws it up top, and it's incomplete, and here comes a flag. Devin Sanchez in coverage, never got that head around, giving Harris an opportunity to make a play.
Watch Devin Sanchez, the talented freshman
there
here.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against each team. 1 against each team. Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 79. Pass interference. Defense, number 6. Those fouls offset. Second down.
So because of the offsetting penalties, wipe the first down via penalty off the board. Brown. Incomplete now, intercepted. Jermaine Matthews on the pick. Matthews still on his feet and brought down to the 30-yard line. It was deflected by Caleb Downs, and Matthews comes away with the interception.
If Purdue doesn't have a penalty, it would be 1st and 10. You could probably run the ball, but it's 2nd and long, and you're thinking maybe I got to force something downfield. And once again, especially throwing over the middle, it's when you're most at risk, particularly when Caleb Downs is there in the back end. And Caleb Downs triggers, such an instinctual player, bats the ball up. Jermaine Matthews finishes it, and Buckeyes in scoring position.
Sixth Ohio State pick. West in the backfield. West gets the carry, stays on his feet, is met and driven back after a pickup of 3. Alex Sanford on the tackle. Hand off again to West. Met at the 25-yard line, still on his feet, turning those legs. Offensive line pushing him. It'll be 3rd and 2. Ohio State now has Ethan Onyeonwa out at right tackle. Plunging ahead is West for the first down. I should say Donaldson for the first down.
Kind of a juxtaposition here between the two programs. You know, Buckeyes, for as talented as they are, they never really beat themselves.
James Peoples checks into the game for the first time. He's the running back. Peoples gets it. Peoples across the 15-yard line and close to the 12. They'll mark him down at the 13. Smith lined up in the slot in the top of the formation. Peoples stays in the game. Sayin on play action, slips it out. Roberts falls down at the 10-yard line. First catch of his career, but could not keep his footing. He might have had 6 if he keeps his feet. Bo Jackson in at running back. Couple of tight ends on the field. Sayin hands it off. Jackson hit, stays on his feet, and he pushes forward for a Buckeye first down. Look at the power in the legs from the freshman Bo Jackson.
Yeah, he met Charles Correa, came in on a blitz and met him in the hole. Bo Jackson, 6 foot, 217 pounds, and he's got great speed and agility, great burst. But how about the power there running right through Charles Correa, the starting linebacker for Purdue?
One of the top tacklers in the country.
Yeah.
Charles Correa. As Jackson heads to the sideline. Donaldson checks in, 1st and goal. Smith on the top of the screen, isolated. Sayin hands it off. Donaldson to the 5.
It's methodical. I got to give credit to Purdue's defense once again, though. I mean, they're making Ohio State work for it.
Jackson, the running back. Jackson gets it. Met by Correa again this time. A very minimal gain of 2. Kienholz is in, as is C.J. Donaldson in the backfield. Roberts is in the backfield as a potential fullback. Kienholz gonna run it. Kienholz is in. Touchdown Buckeyes.
One, you have Jeremiah Smith in the game. He's effectively being doubled, which means Purdue only has 9 in the box. Well, when your quarterback runs, that means your running back then becomes a lead blocker. So all of a sudden, down in the red zone, a game where numbers are rarely to your advantage, Ohio State was able to scheme numbers, and Kienholz gets the touchdown.
Second touchdown run of the year for Lincoln Kienholz. 3 straight touchdown drives of over 5 minutes, just milking that clock as Fielding kicks it up and through. 21 unanswered so far for Ohio State. Jackson's back deep, and it will be a touchback. We've seen Purdue's offense go to a lot of passing here recently, especially deep balls. Handed off, and Harris is smothered. Sonny Styles brought him down after a loss of 1 and a timeout used by Ohio State. Handed off again. That's Harris wrapped up by Styles after he pushed forward for a few yards. 3rd down and 1:01 to go in this first half. Brown steps up. Brown gets rid of it, hit and dropped. That was Tungle. Got hit, and that was the Sonny Styles defensive drive of the day for Ohio State. He was everywhere.
Another run would have given them effectively no time, but now you're punting, and they have plenty of time to go down and score.
Good punt by McAllister, fair catch by Ennis.
Understanding without any timeouts, it's a race against time.
Sayin to pass. Sayin going deep again. And it's incomplete. Nice coverage downfield. Sayin to pass again. Steps up. Throws underneath. Finds Claire. And Claire steps out of bounds. Picks up a first down, 2 for Ohio State. And Brooke Fletcher going into the half will have some questions for Ryan Day, including about Carnell Tate. Sayin to pass again. Sayin's going to run. He's got all kinds of space and tap dances his way out of bounds. Picks up another first down in the process. At least try and get him into field goal range. Sayin underneath. Claire again on the catch and gets out of bounds to stop the clock just short of the 50-yard line. Peoples out of the backfield with the catch and gets out of bounds. Another first down and into Purdue territory. A few yards away from field goal range. Typically want to get to the 35, but for fielding again, just one attempt over 40 yards. 12 seconds to go. Sayin again to the outside. Smith got the feet in bounds. Catch. Jeremiah Smith, his 7th catch. Perfect footwork.
Yeah, once again, I mean, that's the second time. He'll get 2 in because he's an NFL player that just happens to still be in college. So that's just a chemistry stop route. Sayin and Smith have probably repped that 100+ times this year. And really, actually, Tony Grimes, number 0, was in good coverage position. It just doesn't matter when Sayin is so accurate and Smith so talented.
With no timeouts, they're going to try from 49. Would be a career long for Jaden Fielding. Kick is up, and it is good. Just inside the left upright. A new career long for Jaden Fielding. So 3 seconds on the clock. Squibbit. And still on his feet is the tight end, Christian Moore. And that'll take us to halftime.
Sayin, for as talented and capable as he is, plays within the system.
Kick is a touchback. Jeremiah Smith going across the formation. Ohio State first down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Get it outside to Smith. Makes the catch, keeps his feet, and it's a pickup of 5 on first down.
Up to standard, it's just, you know, the self-inflicted wounds, which has been the story of the Purdue season.
2nd and 5. Sayin will pass it. Finds his tight end again. Claire will pick up the first down. Another catch for Max Claire. That's his 4th. 2nd down and 1. Sayin going deep to the sideline and incomplete. That was intended for Claire. 3rd down and 1. 5 straight 3rd down conversions for the Buckeyes. Sayin hands it off, and Jackson wiggles his way across the 45-yard line for a first down. The power from Bo Jackson. Smith back on the field, motions to the bottom of your screen. Sayin to pass again. Sayin steps up, gets rid of it, finds Jackson out of the backfield. It's another first down for Ohio State. James Peoples checks in on offense. And Nate Roberts in front of him. Hand it to Peoples, goes right up the gut and pushes the pile for a pickup of 5. Sayin to throw it. In trouble. Sayin gets rid of it. It's incomplete. He has as many incompletions on this drive as he had the entire first half.
And number 21, Taj Rael, is lined up with Max Claire, indicating man-to-man coverage.
3rd and 5, Sayin to throw it. Sayin across the middle. It's caught. Bryson Rogers with the reception down to the 20-yard line. First down, Buckeyes.
Just so steady and so accurate. Julian Sayin.
So who steps up for him? It's been Rogers. It's been Claire on the receiving end, and a false start by Brandon Ennis. He was moving at the top of the line of scrimmage.
Full start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Just the 5th assessed penalty between the two teams today. First and 15. Peoples on the carry. Hit, and he's out of bounds. Good stick by Hershey McLaurin. Play action. Pressure coming. They set up the screen, and it's blown up by Correa.
Oh, it's such a great job by Charles Correa. And
Sayin to pass. Sayin across the middle again. Ennis with the catch. 1st and goal, Buckeyes.
Ohio State will have played 1 or 2 fewer games, effectively building in another bye week.
Ennis on the carry, and he's down to the 5-yard line. That defense can rest even longer on that sideline. Peoples swallowed up, brought down by Manny Powell. Loss of 2.
Looks like he might have a chance at one-on-one coverage.
Sayin to throw it. Sayin across his body, and it's intercepted. Nunnally got his hands on it, and it's a turnover. Just the 4th pick of the season thrown by Julian Sayin, and the Boilermakers hold up.
Touchback.
But they've got it now. Let's see if they can turn the turnover into points. Handoff goes to Harris over the right side. Brown all day to throw. Finally steps up. He's going to run. And he's brought down just shy of the 35-yard line. Oregon's got Iowa later. Nice pass. 2nd down after the reception from E.J. Horton.
Matt Patricia decided to only rush 2 and had a spy. Don't force it, especially on early downs. Go use your legs and move the chains.
Harris with another carry, brought down after a very minimal gain. 3rd and short. Harris again. There's McDonald again with the stop.
Right on cue. Just so big and so dominant. I would have liked to see him go for it. You know, just gets so few opportunities, as we've said. Got nothing to lose.
McAllister with a good kick to Ennis. Secures it at the 15-yard line, and we'll see this methodical offense for Ohio State. We're doing it all year long as Isaiah West lines up as the tailback. He gets it, goes left side, and hammered and brought down across the 20-yard line. Miles Slusher with the stop. Pickup of 8. 8 catches for 114 and a score. Sayin pressured, hits his tight end out of bounds.
And effectively, Jeff, he's already an NFL player. He just happens to be a sophomore in college.
It could have been last year too. West runs into the defense, and a flag comes out on the near side of the field. Check the penalty.
Holding. Offense, number 83. 10-yard penalty.
Nate Roberts with the infraction.
Yeah, but there he is on the backside. It all starts with your footwork. Didn't have a great first step. They have bottled up Jeremiah Smith outside of that first quarter. He's been double teamed everywhere on the field.
Sayin looking for an outlet. Finds Smith. Slips a tackle trying to get to the outside. He's pushed out of bounds. Well, the effect of Jeremiah Smith essentially doesn't have his 1A in Carnell Tate, who has not played all day long too.
Exactly.
That allows you to double Jeremiah Smith.
You know, even that being said, Bryson Rogers is having a good game. Brandon Ennis, Max Clare. The other guys have stepped up.
2nd down and 20. Sayin, deep ball, finds Smith, and he's got a first down. just plucked it out of the sky and brings it in for a gain of 23.
And for a guy of his size at 6'3", 223, watch him sell vertical right here like he's running the go ball. That bang, drop his weight, just putting his foot right in the ground, and just a large catch radius going up there and plucking it right out of the air. His hands just steal the ball from the atmosphere. Julian Sayin, I mean, never a doubt when you're caught in zone coverage and you can't double team him, that's where the ball is going to go to number 4. Great execution from Sayin to Smith.
137 yards through the air, 10 catches for Jeremiah Smith. Handed off, that's West. Another big gain on first down through the ground, and a rugby scrum pushes it into Purdue territory. Sayin again, looks across, got his man Mylan Graham inside the 30-yard line.
All right, watch the feet of Julian Sayin here coming off of play action. You run the ball. Okay, now you're going to get into play action. Watch how quickly he gets his feet set. 1, 2, 3, bang, hitch, and the ball is out. Right on time, right on the numbers of Mylan Graham.
First down and 10 for Julian Sayin in his Ohio State boa constrictor python offense. West on the carry. West breaks through. West inside the 15-yard line. First down and 10 for the Buckeyes.
Watch these polars. This is a bread and butter play for them, the gap schemes. Watch the polars coming around. That's going to be the key to get Isaiah West up through. It's actually the right guard and the right tackle. That time, Ian Moore getting the start for Phillip Daniels and leading the way for Isaiah West.
Shabola at 322, Moore at 315. It's a lot of tonnage leading the way. Sayin, play action. Sayin to pass, end zone, incomplete. Was looking Claire's way, too tall for Max Claire.
Ohio State 8 of 10 third down conversions so far today. Done a good job of avoiding third and long, so second and long is critical.
Handed off to West. West got hit by Powell and stopped his progress. They're either going to fold or they're going to show what kind of guts they got. They've had some really good defensive stops in this second half. Sayin has the snap. Sayin in trouble, and down he goes. Coming up with a sack is Ishmael.
Working in those inside gaps and giving Julian Sayin just cutting off every angle. There was nowhere for Sayin to go.
It was good from 49 earlier in the game. Kick is up and it is through. Still have only had the football for 13 minutes, the Purdue offense. And the touchback.
It goes back to how we opened the game. Is this team better than last year's? Well, the award kind of show that maybe so.
Igbinosin in the coverage, knocks it away from Nitro Tuggles. Second down and 10.
It goes back to that fourth down decision, you know, the drive prior. I mean, what the way Ohio State plays, it forces you. They should have went for it because you just don't get many opportunities.
Third down and 5 for Purdue. Brown back to pass. He steps up across the middle and incomplete. Coverage by McLean.
Expect a heavy dose of the run game here down the stretch once again, yeah?
I would think you're correct, sir.
They've been about 50-50 of run pass, though. I mean, talk about balance.
Sayin to pass. Sayin goes to the sideline. Nice catch made by Max Claire. First down, Ohio State. Pure selflessness from Ohio State. We saw the defensive awards that these guys are up for. They got plenty of offensive firepower to go along with it.
Doing it with his legs and through the air. Obviously, you know, Heisman at this point, it's a quarterback award and it's a team award as much as it is anything else. You got to win games and put up stats.
Jackson on the carry on first and 10, left side, first down and more for Bo Jackson.
Future NFL players, they'd be justified to have an ego, and yet they play with such selflessness, and they love one another, and they play with hunger and focus, and that's a reflection of their head coach. That's culture and why they've had so much success this year.
Jackson again on the carry, same exact play, same exact result as Jackson lowers the shoulder on Rael.
Wow. Man, but how about Bo Jackson, man? He's an early enrollee. He was injured, missed the second half of his senior year in high school, enrolls in January, takes January, February, March, spring ball to start to work back to be fully healthy. There was so much buzz and excitement about what he could be for the future. And each week you could just see this young freshman taking stride and stride and stride. There's a rich history of talented Buckeye running backs. He might be the next in line.
Picks up the blitz there. Go across the middle, catch made. That's Jelani Thurman on the reception. Pickup of 6, and Sayin's over 300 yards through the air. You got 5 guys in that tight end room that all see the field. Roberts is in now. Handoff, Peoples. Lowers the shoulder, gets inside the 10-yard line, and they will give him the first down. It's 1st and goal for Ohio State.
That's how you form a dynasty. You recruit talented players that are young, and you throw them immediately into the fire against the vets, and it forces them to adapt and grow.
Peoples up the gut, down to the 5-yard line.
Jeff, Ryan Day has created a culture that says, hey, you guys want to stay here and be a part of something special.
Handoff, Donaldson. Weaving his way through. Donaldson! Did he get in? No, mark him just short. He was spinning and needed one more half a turn. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That was a great job. I think it was, let's see, yeah, it's number 58. Ishmael fighting, straining, pushing. Never quite got there.
3rd and goal for the Buckeyes. Roberts. Dot in the eye. Handoff, Donaldson walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. For Donaldson, his 2nd of the afternoon.
I mean, make no mistake about it, this is the #1 team in the country, extremely talented, and yet it's just an avalanche, a slow building avalanche where they strangle you and beat you up physically, and they do it through the air with Jeremiah Smith and these weapons. And you know, you look up at the end of the game and you see the time of possession, the yardage difference, all the key statistics, and it's another Saturday of dominance for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Fielding to kick it away. Another touchback.
Ryan Brown was, you know, getting rid of the ball quick, a good mix of run and pass, and again, it's just this is why Ryan Day chooses to structure his team the way he has.
Brown to pass, gets it out quick, and then suffocated right at the point of attack. Peyton Pierce with the stop.
They're excited about him, and some of these guys the Buckeyes are rotating in right now. They're going to have to count on at least a few of them to make another deep playoff run.
Hand it off, Harris. Close to a first down, might give them forward progress, and they will. So 1st down for Purdue. Hand it off again. Harris puts his head down and pushes forward for a gain of 8.
Make that choice to practice that way, to prepare that way, and therefore to play like that on Saturdays, and all of a sudden you have a different identity. I completely agree with you there, Jeff. And how about the classroom too? He talked about having a 3.2 plus team average GPA.
Singleton will carry just his 2nd carry of the ball game, picks up a 1st down. Pierce with another stop.
They bring in 50 new transfers, 80 total new players if you include the freshman class.
Singleton stays in, handed off.
All right.
Harris again on the carry.
Make no mistake about it, when you watch the film, this is a different team that's improving and playing hard for their head coach.
Handed off again and pushes forward for a 1st down. Handoff, Harris wrapped up and brought down. Microphone malfunction, can read some lips though. Personal foul, the face mask on Ohio State. So 15 extra yards at the end of the play. First and 10. Singleton to pass, dumps it off. That's Harris on the screen. Harris hit and out of bounds. A flag comes in late in the backfield. May tack on some yards. A pickup of 12. We'll see if it stands.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 14. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
It's Bo Atkinson, the transfer from North Carolina.
See, this is a really nice job, though, by Singleton. They're working a little scissor concept downfield, but you know, with this Buckeye defense, you got to get the ball out quick, and it's a good job by Singleton getting it out to his running back Antonio Harris, who took a big hit there downfield, but roughing the passer there on Bo Atkinson.
First down and goal. Set up shop in between the 7 and 8 yard line.
And it has been near impossible to score touchdowns down here against this Buckeye defense.
Only 8 successful trips out of 15. Singleton throws, end zone. There's a score. Touchdown, Purdue. Jesse Watson, his second career touchdown.
Oh, baby, and this is a beauty. A great route there by Jesse Watson. Watch him work. He's working against Leroy Roker on the corner route. Watch him get up here, dance. Whoop! Makes him miss and collect that one. Not many teams have been able to score down in the red zone, and a nice route there.
Just the 5th touchdown allowed in the red zone by Ohio State this year. And Purdue has put up 10 against Ohio State that only allows under 7 points a game. Fair catch called for Innis.
Another great Heisman type performance for Sayin.
Silent assassin. Julian Sayin handed off up the middle. He has had as close to a perfect game as he could. He did throw the interception in the red zone. It's about the only pass he wants to have back. Peoples on the carry, and he's dropped for a loss. Alex Sanford cutting through. Peoples carries. Short of the first down, and the time will wind out, and Ohio State remains perfect. They will get to 9-0, and they have won 13 straight ball games.